All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second edition of the President's Cup right here at the Tafa Balewa Square Cricket Oval. This tournament has become an annual event which is usually scheduled after the regular Lagos State Cricket League, popularly known as the CCC League. And the game you're watching right now started some couple of minutes ago. We'll sincerely apologize for bringing it this bit late in terms of transmission, but it's quite good to see that we have viewers watching it. It's the Eagles against the Warriors. The Eagles is being captained by Isaac Okwe, while the Warriors is being captained by Suleiman Rusewe. It's more like a preparation test for the team who will be participating later on this year in the ILT 20 tournament and also the T20 World Cup qualifier, the Africa Regional Qualifier. Very well played into the gap. That was very well struck there by Peter Aho, giving himself room to get that off the mark. Oh, I beg your pardon, that wasn't Peter Aho, that was Karim Ayoku hitting his brother that hard. Interesting to say that Karim Ghaffar, we all know him to be a pace bowler, but today he decides to test his skill inside with spin. Very interesting. Up in the air, but straight down towards mid-on. I beg your pardon, long on. You'll take a single for that. My name is Ayonise Abayomi right here in the commentary box. We'll be running you through the proceedings. It's 3 teams participating in this tournament. And all 3 teams comprises of the best of the best. And when we mean the best of the best, we actually mean the best teams, best players in the country who have played leagues all around. We have the likes of the Eagles, the Warriors, and later on we'll be seeing one of those 2 teams play against the third side, which is captained by Sylvester Okwe, the captain of the national side. Now Karim Ayoko on strike. He will be looking to see how he can make himself important in this game. He goes big, goes high, long on, takes it. Oh, drops that catch. But that was a good, tough effort there by the young lad at long on. Just look at that diving effort. He ensured that he got it well, but just couldn't hold on to that. It's gone big again this time. Can this be taken? Misjudged the flight of the ball. That's uncricket-like. That looks like Akire oh, beg your pardon. That's not Akire Sesele. That's one of the guys from Benin. He misjudged the flight of the ball. Just ran in without ensuring that the ball gets into his hands. Ayoko looking to make a mark. He's really gone big this time. He's trying to see if he can get up the way. He already has 10 of 8 balls, while Peter Aho has 7 of 12 balls. Goes big again this time. Jimo should be able to take it. And there finally the slogging pattern of Karim Ayoku has finally come to an end. And he was taken by, interestingly, by his brother, Karim Ghaffar, at long off. Just look at that again. There was no control on that shot. He just went flashing the blade. No control over that ball. And his brother did justice in just holding on to that. And after 13.4 overs, it's 65 for 8. This looks like a very low scoring total. They just need to find a way to get themselves probably over the 100 mark. And don't forget, the Eagles are the defending champions of this President's Cup tournament. So Isaac Okwe will be looking to see if he can retain the trophy, or would he be going to another team. Into the attack now to join Peter Aho. Is it looks like, yeah, he is a left-hander, and he'll be looking to find a way to ensure that both him and Peter Aho probably takes their team across the 100 mark. Oladejo Emmanuel is the bowler who's bowling from the Court of Appeal end. Goes straight on the ground. He would get a single for that. Falajimi Owolabi is the new batter who just got off the mark with that single towards mid-on. Very well bowled there by Oladejo. What a way to end that over. As it's now 14 overs gone, 66 for 8. Karim Gaffer will be back into the attack from the pavilion end. You can see the wicketkeeper Solomon Rossaway readjusting the field to ensure that he has a proper field set. As for Lajimi Owolabi is the batter facing. Solomon Rossaway has a point. Deep extra covers mid-on, mid-off, mid-wicket. Backward of square. That's the field set he has. Good ball in there by Karim Ghaffar. I think he should just start thinking of putting it straight as a spinner rather than a pace bowler. Though not much tone on the ball, but he's actually bowling it wicket to wicket and threatening the batters. Flash of the bat without making a contact. Now opens up the face, but will just find deep extra covers. And they'll take a single for that. And that single brings us to the end of the over. Very well good over there by Karim Ghaffar, just conceding one run. Taking Team Eagles tally to 67 for 8. I don't think they're ever going to have 100 here because Peter Aho needs to find a way to bring his team to 100. At least the 100 there will be able to give them a total to defend. But anything below 70 or 80, they might just struggle in between. But this is cricket, anything could happen. Straight off the mark. Towards deep extra covers for a single was Falajimi Owolabi. Peter goes big, goes high into the dip, but he's just going to get a single for that. I think Peter already understands the brief. He knows he needs to start hitting. He knows he needs to start attacking the bowlers. He cannot just be casual about it. Interesting to say that Suleiman Rosewa only has 4 boundary riders. On the ground, they'll just take a single for that. A quick throw. But the quick fate of the 2 batters ensure that they get a single for that. Now this is gone high. Vincent Adewoye seems to be underneath it, and he has taken it. And Peter Aho has just lost his wicket. Not what they would have hoped for. Just look at that. Not much control over the ball. It was just a little bit above the 30-yard circle. And Vincent Adewoye had to do justice to that. And with that wicket, it brings to the end of the 9th wicket, as it's 17 for 9. Not where they want to be, the Eagles 11. Let's quickly run you through the batting scorecard. Mashood Mohammed and Ajeku Daniel both were in the crease. Mashood Mohammed only faced the first ball and he got bowled by Jima Abdurrahman. Daniel Ajeku 15 off 15 balls. Akire Sesele had no run of 2 balls. Isaac Okbey 3 of 11. David Ankara 21 of 18 balls. Hussein Prosper no run of 3 balls. And you can see the only man who has made a very good significant run here has been David Ankara and Daniel Ageku, followed by Folajimi, followed by Karima Yoku with 10. Every other person has been within the single figures. And this doesn't look well for the defending champions, the Eagles. As into the attack is the last man for Eagles side, Paul Eboka. Can he and Folajimi prove a point and push the Eagles to where they want to be, straight on the ground? But can only find Jimo Abdurrahman at covers. Fuller this time, a dot ball, and that brings us to the end of the over as a 70 for 9. There you have the bowling scorecard. The only man who has made significant wicket taking has been Danladi Isaac with 3 wickets. And also Oladejo Emmanuel with 3 wickets. The only person who hasn't gotten a wicket, maybe because he decided to change from pace to bowl to spin, has been Karim Ghaffar, but he has a very good economy of 3.50 and only conceded 7 runs, which means he is the only one with the lowest run conceded. So he will be happy with himself for changing trade. Now, bowling change from the pavilion end is the man we call Zizo Salako Aziz. Will be bowling from the pavilion end. He has Folajimi Owolabi. Interesting to say also that Aziz Salako happened to be the coach of the Lagos State male side, and he is also bowling to one of his players. A little bit short on the leg side, but they'll take a single for that. Can they come back for 2? Quick one. It's their run out, and there it is. They were not quick on their feet. They took the first one fast, but they were slow to take the return. And that should bring us to the end of the first innings. Let's see that again on the replay. Very good hands there by Vincent Adewoye. Straight into the keeper's gloves. And square leg umpire had nothing else to do than just to raise that index finger. And after that, it's 70 for 10. Not the way that the Eagles would have loved to end this innings. quickly, let's show you the match summary before I take a break. A quick break. There you have the match summary for today's first game. David Ankra with 21 of 18 balls. Ajeku Daniel 15 of 15 balls. Karim Ayoko 10 of 9 balls. And you have Danladi Isaac in the bowling scorecard 3 of 11 of 4 overs. Oladejo Emmanuel 3-14 of 4 overs. And Jimo Abdurrahman 1-13 of 2 overs. That's the brief and the first innings. I'll be back for the second innings. Alright, then welcome back to the second innings of today's game. But before we quickly go to the second innings, let's see if we can run you through the first playing 11 of both sides in this game, so that you can know how both sides have fared in ensuring that they both have a good side. Quickly, the first team we'll be running through is the Warriors, where you have Sulaiman Rosewe as the captain, Abdurrahman Jibril, Becky Mubarak, Becky Kane, Chimeze Onzulike, Danladi Isaac, Elijah Jimo, Isaac Oyemba, Jimo Abdurrahman, Karim Gafar, Oladejo Emmanuel, Ola Gunju Olakunle, Salako Aziz, and the other man in that same squad is Vincent Adewoye. And the playing 11 for the Eagles, you have Isaac Okwe as the captain, you have Ajeku Daniel, Akire Isesele, Aziz Wariz, David Ankra, Fola Jimmy Owo, Labi, Karim Ayoku, Mashud Mohammed, Paul Iboka, Peter Aho, Solomon Chilemania, and Hussein Prosper. Those are the playing team of both sides, both the Warriors and the Eagles. And the Eagles need to score 72 in 20 overs. And who better to start the proceedings for his side than the captain himself, Solomon Rosewe. Usually he is the traditional opening batter for Nigeria and for his club as well, the Island Titans Cricket Club. So today he'll be looking to take a captaincy role in ensuring that 72 runs in 20 overs is achievable for his side in today's game. But Isaac Okwe will be looking to ensure that he gets an early start, probably to get Sulaiman out immediately so that he doesn't settle in, because we all know how dangerous Sulaiman can be when he settles in. So he'll be hoping that Sulaiman doesn't settle in before the end of the power play, because hoping that they don't take advantage of the power play. And who's going to be opening the bowling for his side? Would it be himself or Peter Aho? Judging from what we're seeing on the screen, it seems like the captain wants to give it to spin. Aziz Wariz will be opening the bowling for the Eagles. That's a very big, huge tax there by Isaac Okwe, giving the young lad that much responsibility. It's not easy opening the bowling with a new ball. Not the way he would have wanted to start his first ball. Went too full, went too flat. But Sulaiman Rosewe couldn't take advantage of that. He only could just hit it just a little bit above the 30-yard circle. Aziz Wariz needs to put control over his bowling. Now that should be a wide ball. Such a tax, such a low total, such a huge responsibility. It should be a taken. No, just short of David Ankra at deep extra covers. Sulaiman Rosewe looking to take advantage of the power play. Good comeback there by Aziz Wariz. Lovely piece of fielding there by Akere Sesele. Diving to his right, ensuring that that ball doesn't beat him. The other batter batting there is Elijah Saturday. Goes big on the ground. should race to the boundary for 4, and you can see Isaac Okpe having a little bit of a complaint there, telling him you should have bowled that not the way I expected you to bowl. Let's see that again from the replay. It was just too full, gave him so much room to take justice to that. Better bowling this time, fall into the block hole, and the Warriors will be happy with the start. 8 runs on the board, still no wicket. Remember, the target is 72 runs. And would it be pace? It definitely has to be pace from the pavilion end, and who no other than to give it to the big lanky man from Edo State, Hussein Prosper. Interestingly, a lot of people would have thought that Peter Hall or Isaac Okwe would have opened the bowling from that other end, but they decided to use spin. And in the side, he has 2 spinners. He has Daniel Agekum and Warez are the 2 spinners in the side. He has more of pace bowlers. Akere Sesele is a medium pace bowler. Ayoku Gafar is also a pace bowler. Isaac Okwe and Peter Aho are also both pace bowlers. So he has more of pace and 2 spin. And not to forget, David Ankara is also a medium pace bowler. So at this point, he has to look for a way to shuffle his bowlers. 72 might look a little bit small in total, but it's something they can still achieve. Hussein Prosper from the pavilion end to Suleiman Rusewe. Good start there by Hussein Prosper, bowling it on the 3rd stump, forcing Suleiman Rusewe to hit it on the ground towards point for just a single. Better bowling there by Hussein Prosper. 3rd stump wicket. That's what he's trying to do today. Trying to bowl it a little bit out swing, but trying to see if he can have one just cut back into the stumps to give the batter a little bit of a problem. Oh, well bowled there by the young lanky man. Now you can see Suleiman Rusewe going there to tell him, watch the ball from this particular pitch. Once the ball pitches there, then you should be able to do the square cut shot. Clever thinking there by Hussein Prosper, dragging the ball a little bit away from the batter and bowling it slower. This is what Isaac Okwe would have hoped where he stayed in the 1st over. He has only considered 1 run and he has 2 balls left to be bowled. Oh, clever bowling there. Perfect line. Suleiman would just want to tell the batter, you know what, just let it go. It's too early to attack. Last ball of the second over to be bowled by Hussein Prosper. Can he get a wicket? Can he get that first breakthrough that he wants? And what a way to end the over. Perfect line, perfect pitch. It's 9 for the loss of no wickets in 2 overs. Isaac Okpe still giving the saddle to Wariz. I'm not sure he's actually understanding the brief. But Isaac Okpe still believes in the young lad, ensuring that he gets another chance to bowl 6 balls again as he's bowling the third over to Sulaiman Rosewe. Oh, very well bowled this time. I think the brief has been cleared. And probably Isaac Okpe has told him what he needs to do. Oh, very well bowled. Good turn there. You could see that turn completely away from Sulaiman Rosewe, who's so eager to take advantage of the power play. But he needs to understand that patience does it. 7-2, it's a very low total. But he doesn't want to lose his wicket. Nothing stopping him from winning this game by the loss of no wickets. Good bowling there by Aziz Wariz. Is that a nick? And there it is. Finally, the breakthrough they want has just been gotten. And you could see the celebration and the jubilation from the Eagles. That was the breakthrough they wanted, and they got it eventually. Sulaiman Rosewe nicked that straight into the gloves of Moshood Mohammed. Just look at that again. Just look at that jubilation from the wicketkeeper and the bowler. They knew they needed the wicket, and they finally got it. That breakthrough is what they need. 9 for 1 in 2.4 overs. Sulaiman Rosewe has just lost his wicket. What a way to jubilate there by the wicketkeeper, Moshood Mohammed. Giving that punch up, telling him, young man, you're a wicketkeeper, I'm also a wicketkeeper. You have just lost your wicket. Thank you for nicking that ball into my gloves. And not the way Sulaiman Rosewe would have hoped for. Isaac Oyemba is the new batter in for the Warriors. As it's 2.4 overs gone, 9 for 1. Is that another nick? Yes, it is another nick. It's 2 in 2. Aziz Wariz doing justice to the new ball. What a way to get 2 balls in 2 wickets. Just look at that again on the replay. Perfectly pitched, outside the off stump line, straight into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. And you could see how the wicketkeeper and Wariz but jubilated. 2 out of 2. And he is on an hat-trick. Can he get an hat-trick for the Warriors? The breakthrough they needed, they finally got it. What a way to start the third over. Aziz Wariz on an hat-trick now. Can he get the first hat-trick? Last year, Taiwo Muhammad was the one that got an hat-trick in the first day. Can Aziz Wariz repeats that same feat for the Warriors? Just look at it again on the replay. Perfectly pitched outside the off-stump line. There was nothing Isaac Oyemba could do to that. Just look at that. Straight into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. And he just looked and pointed his bat. The new man in is the man who has done justice, not just for the Foundation Cricket Club, but also for the country. Danladi Isaac, the man from Kaduna. Would he be the hat-trick wicket for Aziz Wariz, or would he be able to just put an end to those tons of Wariz? On the ground, Bits finds the gap, and he has just shown how superior he is. He just waited for that ball. Too much width there on offer, and that went straight to the boundary for 4. Those 2 wickets have done justice for the Eagles, but they will be happy with it. But they need to regroup themselves back again and ensure that they get themselves back. Just look at the first wickets there. Taking Suleiman Russell away by off guard, straight into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. And the second time again, same ball, same action, but a different batter this time. Just went forward defensive, and he lost his wicket. 2 wickets, 13 for 2 after 3 overs. Hussein Prosper will be back into the attack from the pavilion end. First ball by Hussein Prosper. Still the same action, same bowling. He hasn't done anything different from what he did in the first over that he bowled. Still ensuring that it still bowls it there on the first stump line. Trying to swing out, forcing the batter to play a square cut shot. But interestingly, he doesn't have a deep extra covers. He just has third man point covers and mid-off on the ground towards David Ankra at deep square leg, I beg your pardon. Towards the leg side again. They'll take a single for that. Hussein needs to get back to his rhythm. He needs to bowl it outside the off stump that he did in his first 7 balls. The 8th and the 9th ball has been towards the leg side. He needs to regroup himself and just ensure that he keeps it on the 4th stump line, where he hasn't considered a run at that end. Daniel Jacob showing us his skill as a footballer, but he needs to understand that he's actually playing cricket, not football. Isaac Okwe and Peter Aho are both warming up. Maybe there's going to be a bowling change sooner than we expected. Run out chance at the keeper's end. Oh, a little bit of an overthrow. They'll take a second for that. That was good running in between the wickets by the two batters. Putting Wariz on his toes. He was very close to them. He was fielding the covers, and he had to take 2 off that. Good bowling there. That's what he needs to do. That's the line he needs to bowl. Bowling that at the last ball of the over is not what he should have done. He should have done that both in the 4th and the 3rd ball where he conceded runs. But after 4 overs, it's 18 for 2. 54 runs needed in 96 balls. Wicket is what the Eagles will be looking to get, as Wariz is back into the attack again. Can he do those magical 2 balls he bowled in his 2nd over spell? He has Elijah to contend with. Two good balls there, bowled by Wariz. Having that turn. Elijah doesn't seem to understand what Wariz is doing with the ball. His first over might be a little bit tricky. A lot of captains might probably would have wanted to take him off. But Isaac Okwe is still giving him the responsibility to keep bowling. Knight cuts that straight with that race. Daniel Agekum with a chase. And 2 runs was taken off that ball. Appeal for LBW, and it's given. Wariz with the 3rd wicket of today. Wrong shot, wrong execution. All he needed to do, you could see Danladi Isaac saying all you needed to do was just play it straight. Why did you kneel down to go across the line of the ball? Let's see that again from the replay. He completely went across the line of the ball, was trying to go blazing. All he needed to do was just hit it on the ground. And he has just lost his wickets. Wariz with his 3rd. And Warriors are 3 wickets down for 20 runs on the board. And the batting scorecard would say it all. There you have it. Sulaiman Rusaway, cut by Mashood. 4 runs of 7 balls. Elijah Saturday Gmo, LBW, that's the wickets we just saw now. 8 of 17 balls. The golden dog by Isaac Oyemba. And Danladi Isaac still in with 6 runs of 4 balls. It's 24-3 after 4.5 overs. Vincent Adewoye is the new batter in. And he has Aziz Waris to contend with, who is bowling his last ball. Can he get another wicket to make it 4 wickets to his credit? On the ground towards deep mid-wicket. Will they come back for the second? No. Just a single taking off that ball. And Aziz Waris has 3 wickets to his name. As it's 21 for 3 after 5 overs. Isaac Okwe into the attack now. He knows he needs to bring himself in. Oh, I beg your pardon. He's taking himself off. It's going to be David Ankra. It's now going to pace. I think what his strategy might be to use pace from this end and use speed from that other end. Knowing truly well that the wind is going against, the wind is coming behind the pavilion. So whosoever will be hitting the ball needs to hit it a little bit higher. David Ankra bowling from the pavilion end. He has Vincent Adewoye to contend with. First ball bowled there by David Ankra. Vincent Adewoye is showing the class he's made of. Hitting that straight towards covers where you had Hussein Prosper. And they were quick on their feet to take a single off that. A little bit of a flat foot by the man at covers, allowing the batters to go for a single. Seems like there's a little bit of a... Oh, okay. He's having a discussion with the umpire, telling the umpire, please, could you just move back a little so that he doesn't look like... Now you could see it's going to be a little bit of discussion there. But I think, to be fair a little bit, exactly what I was just about to say. The umpire should be a little bit fair. She could just take one step back. Doesn't still stop her vision from seeing what happens up front. Good sportsmanship there by the umpire, Temitope Onikoi. Quick single taken again. But pointer covers are becoming too flat-footed. They're allowing the batters to take those singles. They need to be on their toes all the time, because the batters know that the boundaries might be a little bit difficult to get, but it's not something they're so much in a hurry to win this game. So the batters, the fielders, I beg your pardon, needs to be on their toes, not flat-footed. On the leg side, umpire Temitope Onikoi is signaling to her partner 2 balls left to be bowled. And now 2 balls, 2 good balls to be precise, will bring us to the end of the first power play of this second innings. Goes high, cannot be taken, it's gonna bounce down. Take a 2 runs off that, and that has brought us to the end. Oh, I beg your pardon, just a ball left to be bowled. What a shot! What a shot by Vincent Adewoye. That's the maximum. Very well timed there by Vincent Adewoye. Just look at that again on the replay. No man's land, stood still, waited for that ball, knew exactly where he was going to bowl the ball. And what a way to end the power play by Vincent Adewoye, hitting the maximum off that ball. And after the end of the power play, it's a 31 for 3. 41 runs needed in 84 balls. Quickly, let's see all the fall of wickets. And that's the first wicket you have there on the screen. The one of Suleiman Rousseau. And that was by Aziz Wariz. And second wicket again. Just look at it. All 3 wickets has been taken by Aziz Wariz in the second innings. He's done extremely well. Oh, good start again there by Aziz Wariz, bowling his last over for today's game. It's now becoming a little bit of a threat to the batters. Danladi Isaac now is facing the music on the ground, but Peter Aho covers. Wasn't flat-footed this time. Moved in quick. Daniel Agekum still flat-footed at point. They take a single for that. Now Vincent Adewoye is the one on strike. Mistimed the line of the ball. Just look at his front foot was completely away from the ball. And he was looking to hit that towards deep extra covers where you have David Ankra. And just as I said, with that race, oh, good piece of fielding there by David Ankra, but could just allow that skid into the boundary for 4. It was a tough one there. Just look at that again. It was a very tough one there for David Ankra. Slided in, but that still raced to the boundary for 4. I think the batter's having a little bit of a complaint about his chest. Maybe he wants water. I think, yes, that's what he wants. And Suleiman Rousseau is going in to get him water. Let's see the partnership quickly for the second innings, how they have fared. Danladi Isaac and Vincent Adewoye are still the only one who has had a significant partnership. 16 of 12 balls. Danladi Isaac and Elijah Jimmy Saturday had 11 of 12 balls, and Suleiman Resewe and Elijah Jimmy also had 9 of 6 balls. So this partnership has brought them to 36 for 3, and I must say, interestingly, it is just 2 extras being bowled in 6.5 overs. That's a lovely economy there by the bowling side, ensuring that they don't have too much runs to give away for the Warriors. And I think Vincent Adewoye is fine now, so we're going to get on with the game. Waris coming from an over. Well, in the last ball, can he get his 4th wicket? It's gone high, gone deep. And that's a 6. And there you have a maximum. Very well played there by Vincent Adewoye, ensuring that that maximum went all the way. Just look at that again from the replay. A maximum there from Vincent Adewoye. Went so high, went deep. All Prosper Hussain could do was just look at that. And after the end of the 7th over, it's 42 runs, 3 wickets, 30 runs needed in 78 balls. Isaac Kokwe bringing into the attack from the pavilion end for Jimmy. A spinner. A lot of field set. Going on, change of field. Oh, very well bowled. Good turn there by Jimmy. No judgment there by Danladi Isaac. Just went forward without watching how the ball was going to turn. He needs to have patience. It's a new bowler. Too much weight on offer, and they'll just take a single for that. Oh, 2 runs taken. A little bit of a sloppy fielding there by Ayoku at the ropes. He needs to understand that if he has a longer hand, he needs to cut off the 2nd run. But these 2 batters were quick on their feet for that full, but this time Danladi Isaac put a control on it, because he knew that there was protection for him at deep mid-wicket. Good comeback there by Jimmy, bowling it to just get a single. I beg your pardon, that was a double, not a single. On the ground, straight towards the captain at long off. Like I said earlier, the man that covers and point are both flat-footed. The batters were quick on their feet to take a single off that. And it's taking them to 25 runs needed in 72 balls. It's already 8 overs gone. I'm sure at the back of Isaac's mind now, he'll be looking to get at least 3 consecutive wickets in the next 12 balls just to put the pressure back on the batting side as he brings himself into the attack from the cut of appeal end. I have to give credit for that lovely covers drive. That was perfectly timed by Danladi Isaac. These two are so familiar with each other. Just look at that perfectly timed ball. He knew where exactly he was going to drop it. He waited for it. And that just went straight into his bat. Perfectly timed there by Danladi Isaac. That should be a wide. Yes, it's a wide, and they'll take a single off that. Ooh, direct throw. Wide 2 taken. Let's look at that covers drive again. Just look at that. Poised for it. Found the gap. Those are the kind of shots you want to see from classic batters like Danladi Isaac. Are they trying to take the second one? They just... Umpire declaring a dead ball. So I'm trying to understand what the dead ball situation was. Oh, I think there was a collision between the batter and the bowler. So that was why the umpire was declaring a dead ball. Good call there by the umpire. And you can see both the bowler there and Vincent Adewoye, the batter, both down. The batting scorecard, the only man who has scored a very good significant number has been Vincent Adewoye and Danladi Isaac. Both of them are still in there, 15 runs and 22 runs respectively, and they're doing extremely well to ensure that they get that victory that they need. And quickly, let's run you through the bowling scorecard as well, and you can see the bowling scorecard. The only man who has had 3 wickets is that man who has bowled 4 overs, conceded 26 runs with an economy of 6.5 over, and who other person than the left arm spinner in person of Aziz Wariz. We're yet to see Peter bowl in this game. Probably he's trying to keep him down. How many runs needed? It's just 18 runs needed in 68 balls. Seems everyone is fine and we can get on with the game. And Vincent Adewoye has just lost his wicket. Not the kind of shot he would have played. Completely mistimed the Yorker length ball bowled by Isaac Okpe. And Isaac Okpe has finally had that breakthrough that I said they needed. And it's 55 for 4 after the 9th over. Just look at that again on the replay. It was just unnecessary. Didn't time the ball well. Went across the line, took his face completely away, and the off-stump wicket had to be dislodged. 17 runs required in 66 balls. I beg your pardon. The current run rate is 6.11, and the required has dropped to 1.55. Olagunju Olakunle is the new batter in for the Warriors, as he'll be looking to build a partnership with Danladi Isaac. Now bowling from the pavilion end will be Akere Isesele. Slower ball to start the over by Akere Isesele to Danladi Isaac. It's going to be a very busy month for both the female yellow greens and the male yellow greens. Good push there by Danladi Isaac towards Gully for a single. Talking about busy months for both sides. The female yellow greens, the senior female yellow greens are currently in camp at the High Performance Center in the Edo Boys High School, that's Adolo College in Benin City, Edo State, as they're preparing for the World Cup qualifiers for the female T20, which will be hosted by England and Wales. And later on, the male will be traveling to Rwanda. Just a single taken there towards backward of square. And just like as I was saying, the male will be traveling to Rwanda for the ILT 20 tournament. And later on in September, they'll be going to Zimbabwe for the T20 World Cup qualifiers, Africa region. A push towards backward of square. Again for a single. The two batters are just not in a hurry to hit the boundaries. They don't want to finish the game on time. They want to have enough fuel in the center. Up in the air, can that be taken? No, with drop shots, but an opportunity to run out. I don't know why he hesitated at first. If he had thrown it, he had protection. He hesitated and gave the batter an opportunity to get into his crease. If he had thrown it on time, all he needed to do was hit the three stumps. But he just gave the batter an opportunity to get into the crease and complete that run, as he just takes the tally now to 13 runs needed. Oh, just an opportunity. Now he has a chance to hit. Threw it again to the wrong end. Should have thrown it straight to the bowler's end. But that single brings us to the end of the 10th over, as it's 12 runs required now in 60 balls. As Ikokwe brings himself back into the attack from the pavilion, from the Court of Appeal end, I beg your pardon. And after the end of the 11th over, it's 64 for 4. Just 8 runs needed in 35 balls. At this point in time, it just gonna take a miracle for the Warriors to get wickets, because they need to get at least 6 wickets in 6 balls. How possible and how visible is that? It's never been done in cricket, where you have 6 wickets in 6 balls. What we've had has been 6 runs in 6 balls. Akire Isesele will be the one bowling from the... Well, I beg your pardon, now they decide to change tactics, bringing in Prosper Hussaini to come see if he can get some duck balls or attack the wicket, which is what they need to do at this point in time. Lovely shots there by Olagunju Olakunle, playing a back foot shot towards backward of point for a single. Bit of a change here, bringing in Longan to 45. Good tactic there. He knew he wasn't going to go deep, so what's the essence of having Peter Aho at long on? Why not just bring him to turn him into mid-on, which is what he has done. And he's gone. Was trying to go towards the leg side, but opened the blade of the bat too early and could only find Gully. And Olagunju Olakunle has just lost his wicket. And that is the reason why the captain, Isaac Okwe, brought Prosper Hussaini into the attack. Just look at that again. He just went blazing without no control over that and could just find the man at Gully, and that brings the total number of wickets to 5 in 66 runs, as it's just 6 runs required in 51 balls. Salako Aziz will be the new batter in for his side. Good pitch of bowling there by Prosper Husseini to fasten Salako Aziz to go forward defensive. It's now left against left. Can that be taken? Isaac Okpe is right underneath it. And 2 wickets already in this over. That's why you need to attack the wicket. And that is what Isaac Okpe has done. Even though he might not have gone his way at first. But Hussein Prosper has taken 2 wickets in 3 balls. And that will be a gladdened into the heart of Isaac Okpe. Just look at that again. Into the block hole. Aziz Salako thought he had the elevation he needed, but that went straight into the hands of Isaac Okpe at mid-on, and they just lost their 6th wicket, as this number might just be a little bit trickish for me to say, but I would still say it's a 66 for 6 and 11.5 over. Still 6 runs required to win in 49 balls. Just a single will be taken off that. End of the over as it's 67 for 6. 5 runs required in 48 balls. At this point in time, it's safe to say that it could still go anybody's way. 1 more wicket at this point can push it back into their side. Isaac Okpe bringing himself back into the attack from the pavilion end. Just to push over the bowler's head, and the umpire had to duck for that as well. New batter in is Jimo Abdul Rahman. Danlai D. Isaac still in the craze with 22 runs off 26 balls. Ooh, was that a nick? No, it wasn't. But that was good piece of fielding there and good piece of bowling there by Isaac Okpe and Mashood. Just look at that pickup there. They thought it was a nick, but the umpire said no. There was nothing of such. Three runs not required to win. Can these two finish it in style? 45 balls left to be bowled. 3 runs required. Just a single taken off the ball. 2 runs, I beg your pardon, 2 runs left with a ball to be bowled. And what a way would that be the winning run? Waristu chases that down. They take the first one. And that should bring us to the end of the game. It was just 2 runs required, and the 2 runs has finally brought us to the end of the game. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Warriors have become victorious in the first game of this President's Cup, as they have beaten the Eagles by 4 wickets. Very well played by both sides, courtesy of that 2 runs run done by Danladi Isaac. And quickly, let's just see if we can get the match summary just to wrap it up. And there you have it, the match summary of today's game. The second innings wasn't that explosive as most people would have expected, but yet it was still interesting, as you have Danladi Isaac with 25 of 29 balls, Vincent Adewoye with 22, I beg your pardon, of 12 balls, and Elijah Saturday Jimmy with 8 of 17 balls. And you had Aziz Wariz with 3 of 26 in 4 overs, Hussein Prosper with 2 of 8 in 3 overs, and finally Isaac Okwe with 1 of 16 in 3 overs. And there you have it, and that's the size and the wrap of today's game. Congratulations to the Warriors for winning today's game. The Kings will be playing later on in the second game of today, and you'll be able to find out who that is. But from me right here at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval, it is adios amigos.